When we're preparing testimonies, one of the most common mistakes is to try to put too much information into our talk. Sometimes we think we need to go through a chronological order of our life. Two things. One, that's often boring and too much information. And two, where do you go from there when you give your next talk? I mean, your chronological story doesn't change a whole lot. Think about your talks and your testimonies or your witnesses from another perspective. Think about it like writing a song. Take a particular theme and weave it through your message. Maybe you have one story that really was a riveting point in your life of change, where you started thinking about things differently, behaving differently, believing differently. What was that story? Take that story and turn it into a talk and use a theme. For example, if I was going to talk about wake-up calls, I would use the theme of an alarm clock or different forms of waking people up or getting people's attention. That would be my theme that I would weave through my whole talk. The story I might give is the year that I didn't pass in grade 9 and how getting an F on my report card was a huge wake-up call. And so what I would do is I would build a talk around that major story, but I would do it from a couple of different perspectives. Maybe the first perspective would be, we're all created in God's image, and that's really cool. So live up to your potential. Maybe the second story would be how I failed to do that through my own self-image, and that F on my report card was a wake-up call. And the third thing might be how my life has changed since I had a talk with my mom, and she really encouraged me to behave differently if I wanted people to think about me differently. And in closing, what I would say is that we're all made in God's image, and don't be afraid of success. Be your very best. Don't be afraid to fail, and give life everything you have. That would only be one story of the many times God has broken into my life to bring me a new way of being my best, of living up to what He called me to be. And so in your stories, think about your witness as a song, not as a chronological order of what took place in your life. That way you can write song after song after song when you give your talk. You can take a different angle each time at these different stories about successes, about failures in your life, what you've learned, maybe some other stories of people in your life who are very close to you and what they learned. Take stories and make those your talks, and weave your themes around great stories and call people to action. Good luck with that.